Now then, here we are, me and the mutt, who's just sat there chewing a stick. And tonight, an Englishman's home is his castle. We're sleeping in there. It is going to be awesome. In this beautiful area, we've got this lovely little pond here. Still got all these lovely crimson colours on the trees. And it's a cold one. It's definitely going to be below freezing, probably maybe -2, -3. Last night was the coldest night of the year thus far, so I'm expecting similar tonight. Anyway, it did take a hell of a lot of effort to get me out today. I have been kicked in the nuts by life for the last few months, and that sort of slowed me down a little, we'll say. And also, I've had man flu, so I've been on the sofa, feeling a bit sorry for myself, desperate to get out, but just not having it in me to do so. So anyway, here we are. I've done it. So I am giving myself a big pat on the back for just making that effort, and I feel better for it already. So let's get in there and set ourselves up and make sure we've got somewhere nice to sleep for the night. It's an awesome little place. I've got my own little bridge over the moat, you can see. And then if I bring you inside, ooh. Oh, there we are. So it is very dark, but we've got this lovely little window here. Let's see if I can take you out of it. So that's it. We are sleeping in a castle. How cool is that? Right, fairy lights out, pies out, sleeping stuff out. Let's get ourselves sorted. Welcome to my little fairy tale castle. I've got myself all set up in there. The temperature has dropped dramatically because as the sun went down, the temperature went down, and I got down by putting on my down jacket. Right, note to self, just edit that out please. Anyway, I've put this jacket on, which is a FJALLRAVEN pack down jacket, which they kindly gave to me just to sort of test out. Thus far, it has been awesome because it's kept me alive this week whilst I've been sat on the sofa. I literally lived in this and a PHDesigns half bag, and that has just been me keeping nice and warm, drinking lots of tea, and having lots of bad snacks for me. But anyway, it's made me survive. Man flu is life and death situation every time, so you've got to look after yourself, eh? Enough of that waffle, let's get in and show you around. I'll give you a full tour of my massive castle. Look at this, so exciting. So I've set all these fairy lights up, and that just lifts all this stonework and just makes it look so homely. And I have actually got loads of fairy lights at home, so for me it is great. In the east wing, we have got the pet compound, and the bluey dog is just chilling out. He's going to be happy tonight. He just loves being out regardless. And in the west wing, we have got my setup here, which is just all my gear really. So I've got my bag here. What are you doing over here at west wing, hey? Go on then, go lie down. I have got my woolly hat to put on, which I can't wait to get on because my lugs are already feeling a bit chilly. I've got a set of gloves to put on as well. I can't remember what these are, but these are little rab ones, and they are pretty great just to sort of sleep in. I've got gear like my drone, a couple of pies, my GoPro gear. I've got my cooking pot, which obviously I need because I'm going to make a cup of tea in that. I'm also going to try warm my pies up in my little cooking pot. So we'll have a go and think of a way of doing that. But I just thought that might be quite a good idea. Dog food, we have got my head torch, my iPad, because I've downloaded a couple of films for tonight because I didn't know if I'm going to have any internet, and it's only just gone past 4:30. So it's going to be a long night really sat in here, so I thought if I just download a couple of films, at least I've got some entertainment. I don't know what films they are, I just randomly picked a couple. Anyway, let's turn you around and I'll show you my sleep system. I've put down that full sheet there just to sort of protect my sleeping pad, and this is the light toe sleeping pad, which has done me pretty well thus far, I've got to say. This is the Hunker Bivvy from Kit, and that is a very cheap and cheerful one, but it definitely does the trick, just sort of protecting your sleeping bag. And this is a sleeping bag I definitely need to protect. It's the PHDesigns Minim 400, and that is going to keep me nice and warm tonight. Seater Summit Aeros pillow as always, and then inside here I've got some down booties to put on, so those boots will obviously keep me feet warm, and I've also got a set of down trousers. So that is my full sleep system. What do you think, dog? You don't really need all that, you've got all this, haven't you? All this thick hair here. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that we are nice and warm for the evening. I can wrap him up in this foil blanket a little bit just to give him a bit of extra, but I'm also, if it does get really cold, I'll take this off and make sure that that's sort of wrapped over him as well. So that's it, my little castle. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'm going to get fully ready for bed at 4:30. I'm going to put my down bottoms on, get my woolly hat on, and then just chill out. Really enjoy being out here in this amazing place. I mean, just fantastic, eh? Absolutely awesome. That's better. I've got a full outfit on now. I've got a woolly hat on my head keeping my lugs warm. I've got my little pixie boots on my feet, down bottoms on my legs, and a big fat smile on my face. And even though all this gear does cost quite a lot of money, the smile is free, and you can get that smile by spending less money too. Just get yourself out on some adventure, whatever that may be. So I'm going to actually make a cup of tea now just to add to this happiness. And if you just came out for a micro adventure with a little stove, made yourself a cup of tea in the woods somewhere, honestly it's going to make the smile come onto that face. So you don't have to spend much money, believe me. Anyway, let's get a cup of tea made and increase that happiness. Cheers, guys. You can't beat a good cup of Yorkshire tea, can you? I think it's really important, you know, to sit back and actually have times where you just slow down. So when I drink tea, I always feel like I'm present in that moment. I'm not trying to sort of rush it down or anything like that. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm just concentrating on that real nice warmth, just slowly entering my body. It makes me breathe nice and calmly, and I just feel that it's just moments out of the day which I can actually be present where I am. So yeah, definitely worth drinking tea. And a place like this as well, I mean, it's just lovely to be here and be present in it. I've got no other distractions at the minute. I've got no sort of screens or anything, which I might have later on, to be fair, but I've got nothing that's busy. That's what it is. So it's just nice to, yeah, just enjoy it all. It's lovely being here and being able to sort of share this moment that I'm having with you guys. But sometimes it's nice to share those moments with someone else as well, and you spend your life sort of going out with friends and family and things like that and making all these lovely memories, and those are really nice to share in the future. You know, you can look back and sort of think, yeah, it was really nice doing that. Do you remember when we did that? Do you remember when we did that? And for me, it's like, it's just forming these memories for me now. So yes, I'm going to have a video to look back on and think, I really did enjoy being out there that night. But it's sometimes just nice to be able to have these moments to share with someone else. The only thing is, there's not many people who want to come out and do this sort of thing. So anyway, I am going to sit back against my backpack. That's just going to protect my jacket from getting torn against this sort of sharp wall. And we'll talk about some more rubbish, eh? As you've noticed, I've just been flying a new drone. So a massive thank you to some of you guys who were just ridiculously kind just to help me source another one. You know who you are, so just thank you for that. And the good thing about kindness is the fact that it is contagious. So now I've had kindness given to me, I am now going to give kindness to other people. And it's just something that I always do anyway. I always try to give kind because it makes you feel good for being kind, and it also makes the person receiving it feel good for having someone be kind to them. And again, it just makes them think, oh, I want to go be kind to someone now. So it just webs itself out through the universe. So that kindness is always massively appreciated, and just spread it. Just be as kind as you can to people. There's only positive comes out of it. Yes. Oh, it's so good to have a drone back, definitely. Especially just to show a little place off like this. Anyway, what have I been up to? I've been to the Kendal Mountain Festival, which has been absolutely awesome because there's just so many people there and so many interesting people to go sort of talk to as well. Different brands there, there's different people speaking, there's different films there. It's just an awesome event and I really thoroughly enjoy going. The best part of the festival for me, by far, was going to see Harry and his expedition leader talk on stage. Now these two summited Everest, but a little twist on it is the fact that this guy, Harry, is the first double amputee above the knee, so he's got no legs, to summit Everest. What an absolutely amazing human. You will not get more inspiring than that. And he came from being in a really, really low position in life after he'd lost his legs. He was telling us about how much he turned to drink and that he was sort of depressed, and he looks back now and really laughs about it. He's got like the best sense of humour ever. He takes the piss out of himself, he takes the piss out of people around him, and he's just living life to the most he can, and which is more than most of us. If you ever get a chance to go see those two on stage, you must jump at it. Honestly, it was brilliant. They are the coolest and funniest people that you will ever see. The whole time you were there, you were just literally in awe of them. It was just an absolute inspiration. And you will not get a better story than that. I mean, he has climbed the highest mountain on Earth, higher than anybody else's mountain. The fact that he set off from the darkest, deepest point ever to then pull himself out of that and then still get to the summit of Everest. What an absolute legend. And for me, it just makes me feel like I am just so happy that I have a body that can get me out and do whatever I want to do. And I just think we need to more appreciate what we have and just make the most of exactly what we have. And while it works, bloody use it, because it can soon be taken away from you. So, yes, legend. Anyway, I've had my low this week by having man flu. It proper just dragged me down a bit. I've sat there on my sofa and not really done that much for a good sort of few days, barring a little bit of editing and things like that, so I'm still being productive, but it really did take it out of me. So anyway, rather than dwelling on it, I just sort of sat in it and then thought, it's okay, tomorrow's going to be a good day, I'll feel better. So I did get myself out for a little jog just to try see where I was at, and I struggled, I really did. I was really struggling breathing, but it's one of them things. I'm still not 100% yet, but I'll be back to it properly soon. Ah dear. But look where I am. That's what it's all about. Look where I am. So I'm going to now make myself some food, and I have got a couple of pies to bake. So let's just have a look at this. So my plan is, wait a second, let me just find my cooking pot. And I'm just going to hope on this. So, that's my cooking pot, and obviously I can apply heat to that. And I was thinking, if I put the lid on, it does form a bit of an oven, and if I just place the pies in there, hopefully it's going to heat them up. The problem is, it's going to take quite a while. So when I was in the butcher's, I said to the butcher, I want a couple of pies please, and I need to make sure they're round. So this one is actually a quiche. And the fact that it is round, I'm hoping, not tried this yet, it'll fit in here. Which it does, look at that. So I went for a pie, which is actually a quiche, with a metal base, because I thought if I got heat applied, then it's going to hopefully not burn to the bottom. So what I'll do is probably put a couple of stones in the bottom of that, drop that on top of the stones, just to give a bit of sort of air circulation, and the fact that it's not going to burn, hopefully. Put that in, maybe a couple of stones on top to separate the next pie, and then put the pie on top as well, and then hopefully it's gonna warm up. That's the plan. Let's go see then if it works. Right, I've just been out and got myself some stones. Let's turn that off. So I've got a nice flat one there, which is going to be the base for me to then put on my quiche. So that'll just stop the bottom burning, hopefully. Why is the dog hair on this already? And then I've got 3 sort of smaller stones, which I'm going to lay on top of the quiche, and hopefully they don't become part of it. And then I'm going to sit on top my other pie. Look at that. So I need to now get that in there somehow, and then get it on, and hopefully it's going to do what I want it to do. I've precariously got it in there. If you can see, I've got my pie on the top there, and it just fits in, so it's absolutely spot on. So I'm going to light this stove, pop that on there, just put it in the centre, put the lid on, I'll turn that heat down a little bit because I don't want it to all burn, and let's leave it, and hopefully I want to have some nice hot pies to eat. I've also got to eat with it. Where is my food box? Let me show you this. Because pies are not that healthy on their own, are they? So I've also got, if I can open this up, whoa, some tomatoes and some sugar snap peas. So these are great because you can just eat them raw. I mean, it tastes really good anyway. Go on. It really does not like his greens. They are good. I'm not sure they'll replace broccoli, but definitely a good one to bring with you. Anyway, let's have a look and see what film I'm going to watch tonight. I have no clue whatsoever. So we have this one. Can you see that? It is called The Last Scout. In 2065, I like it already. In the aftermath of a devastating nuclear war, the crew of the Pegasus are searching for a new home for humanity. It's a survival one. I'm in already. Yes. So I think, whilst I'm waiting for my pie to sort itself out, I might as well press play. Let's do it. I'm excited about sitting back and watching a film. Could do with some sort of holder for it though.
In the year 2065, war destroyed our world.
Morgan Freeman.
In our desperation,
well, I'll
we
be.
searched the stars for a new home.
Let's see what's going on here. Turn the gas off and have a look. Bloody hell, they smell warm. Oh, they're nice and soft to touch as well. What am I going to do? Right, I'll use the bag as my plate. I'm going to have to try, if I can, without burning myself. Ouch. Let's get a bite out and have a taste. I'm hoping it's just warmed it up enough. It's hot on the outside, so I almost want to spoon it. I can't eat a pie like this with a spoon. Well, it's definitely warmed it up. I'm going to get to the centre and see what that's like. Like you can see, it's steaming. A little cooler towards the middle, but got to try these things, see what happens. I think if I left it a bit longer, obviously it'll warm right through, but it is wasting gas when you can just eat these cold. But As you can see, it's fairly warm. Just give a bit of pastry to the dog. Ooh. Can't reach your dog. Yeah, and as well, have some meat. Bit of pork. Nice, eh, dog? I think this quiche is a lot hotter, but that's the fact that it was nearer the bottom. A bit hot to touch on the outside actually, so I am going to dive in with a spoon. So a taste of the quiche. Bloody hell, that's tasty. I am definitely taking a quiche camping again. In its own little tray like that, sat on top of a stone. That is hot. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And you don't have to wash up afterwards because it's all in here. Doesn't mess your pan up at all. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to get back to my film. Oh. Film and a pie, eh? Living the dream.
Jane, I finished doing Pete's job for him. I'm coming back in.
Copy that. Course is already plotted.
Mike is now back on board, and the airlock is sealed.
Firing it up. Good job, boys.
Well, I made myself another cup of tea and I laid back and I just watched the rest of that film on my iPad. And I've got to say, it was absolutely awful. The storyline was sort of okay, but the acting was just diabolical. So instead, you'd be better off watching one of my videos. And do you know what? The videos that I make are pretty much zero budget. I just have to pay for a bit of fuel for my car, fuel for my body in the form of pies, and just charge a few batteries here and there. So fairly easy going, straightforward and mildly entertaining. Anyway, I am ready for bed. I've got my woolly hat ready to pull down over my eyes to keep my nose warm and the light out in the morning. I also have got my down sleeping bag, which is going to keep me nice and warm, and I've given my down jacket to the dog. Look at him there, eh? So I've layered it up. I've got 2 layers of foil and my down jacket in between, so it just keeps the down jacket safe and sound, away from the muck from the dog, and obviously it's going to protect it as well from any grit and grime from this lovely little castle that I'm in. What a place to be. It's nice to be out. And I tell you what, it did take some doing today. I really did struggle. I think my mojo's been taken away by this man flu, so I had to really dig deep into the depths of my soul to find some motivation to get myself out of that door. But I've done it, and look where I am. And if I wasn't here, I'd be sat at home and I wouldn't be making any memories whatsoever. So yes, if you can just find it in you somewhere to get yourself out of that door, or even just get a bit of motivation or inspiration from someone else, then it is definitely worth it to get outside. It's always the message I'm trying to pass on. Anyway, I'm going to lay this lug, rest these old bones, and see what tomorrow's got to bring us. We'll see you in the morning. Take care. smelling flowers. Well, as you'd expect, I slept like a princess. I actually slept too warm, so I had to take off my down boots and my down trousers just to sort of stabilise my temperature again. The dog is in doggy heaven here because there's a million sticks that are falling down here and he keeps bringing me them for him to play fetch with. Look, there's one here. And there's another one there. You ready then, Blue? Fetch it. He honestly just loves being outside. And this is what you should be doing with your dogs, taking them out and making them enjoy the woods and just in their natural habitat, not a handbag. Anyway, what do I need to do now? Pack all my gear away and get myself back to the normality of life, which is the boring part of life, isn't it really? But at least now I can go back with a new title, being Princess Alana? Alison? Anyway, let's get sorted and pack all this rubbish away. Sorted, all packed up, ready to go. Leave no trace as always, and that applies to wherever you are on Earth. Let's make sure we look after it. Anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure coming out and staying a night in a castle. And yes, it was a very simple, easy camp for me. No massive adventure at all, but it just goes to show that you don't need the big epic mountainous things just to give you the same feeling of being outside and just being part of nature. So get out, do what you can, even if it is just a little micro adventure, taking a cup of hot chocolate into the woods and just enjoying that. If you'd like to contribute towards the channel at all and keep me getting out on these adventures, then you can buy me a beer in the buy me a coffee link down below, or you can join the Patreon. And as always, give the video a big fat thumbs up. Anyway, from me and the beautiful board Blue, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.